Alex stood in the heart of London, surrounded by a whirlwind of conversations. Yet he felt as though he were standing behind a thick glass wall. He had studied English for years in his home country, mastering complex grammar rules and passing every written exam with flying colors. However, now that he was actually there, the real-world English sounded nothing like his textbooks. People used slangs, spoke at a blistering pace, and swallowed their words. He realized that knowing the mechanics of a language is different from living it. That evening, Alex made a pivotal decision. He wouldn't just study English. He would immerse himself in it. He started by carrying a small notebook to jot down every unfamiliar phrase he heard on the streets. The next morning, Alex visited a local library. Instead of picking up a heavy grammar book, he chose a short novel and a daily newspaper. He learned a vital lesson that day. Context is king. When he saw the word current in a news article about the ocean, and then again in a piece about electricity, he understood how one word could wear many hats. He also began a technique called shadowing. He would listen to English podcasts and repeat the sentences immediately after the speaker, mimicking their intonation and rhythm. It wasn't about being perfect. It was about training his mouth muscles to produce sounds that didn't exist in his native tongue. The biggest obstacle wasn't the vocabulary. It was the ego. Alex was terrified of sounding stupid. One afternoon at a coffee shop, he hesitated for 5 minutes before ordering a simple latte. When he finally spoke, he made a mistake with the preposition. The barista didn't laugh. She simply smiled and handed him his drink. Alex realized that communication is about connection, not perfection. Mistakes are the scars of a learner. They show that you are in the arena, trying. He started initiating small talks with neighbors and shopkeepers. Each hello was a brick in the bridge he was building toward fluency. Weeks turned into months. Alex noticed that his progress wasn't a straight line upward. It was a series of plateaus. Sometimes he felt brilliant, and other days he felt like he had forgotten everything. This is what educators call the intermediate plateau. To break through, he changed his environment. He switched his phone settings to English, watched movies without subtitles, and began writing a daily journal. By forcing his brain to think in English rather than translating from his mother tongue, he started to develop the English brain. Thoughts began to flow naturally, without the internal translation delay. One rainy Tuesday, Alex was sitting in a park when a tourist approached him, asking for complicated directions. Without thinking, Alex explained the route, using phrasal verbs like turn up, go past, and end up effortlessly. As the tourist walked away, Alex froze. He hadn't searched for words. The words had found him. The glass wall had finally shattered. He wasn't just a student anymore. He was a speaker. He understood that language learning isn't a destination you reach, but a journey you enjoy. His journey of 15,000 sentences, hundreds of podcasts, and countless mistakes had finally paid off. He was no longer a stranger to the language. He was a part of it,